Hello students, welcome to this session on projectile motion 2. In this session, we are going to discuss about the relation between range and maximum height. So in the previous session, under the title projectile motion 1, we have discussed some basics. See, when a body is projected with a velocity u making an angle theta with the horizontal which is not equal to 90 degree, this is called oblique projection. Body takes up a parabolic path like this. The initial velocity u can be resolved into components like u cos theta, and in the vertical direction it is u sin theta, u sin theta. But the horizontal component maintain constant as there is no force acting in the horizontal direction, but the vertical velocity changes. Even at the highest point, at the maximum height, the velocity of the projectile is not zero, that is u cos theta, horizontal velocity remains same everywhere, whereas its vertical component becomes 0. Okay, and also we have learned about the time of flight and maximum height, where time of flight is sum of time of ascent and time of descent. Time of ascent is u sin theta by g, and time of descent is also u sin theta by g for a ground to ground projectile. That means time of flight is 2 times u sin theta upon g. Okay, and also we have learned about the maximum height. This is the maximum height, where maximum height is given by u square sin squared theta by 2g, the maximum height. Now let us see what is the range of a projectile. See, the range of a projectile is nothing but the horizontal displacement covered from point of projection to the point of landing. From point of projection to the point of landing, the total time for which it travels is its time of flight. And if it is the horizontal displacement, that purely depends upon the horizontal component of velocity. By definition, a range is horizontal displacement. So simple relation between velocity, displacement and time says that displacement is the product of velocity and time. Which velocity here? As we have two velocities, since it is horizontal displacement, it is the product of horizontal velocity into the time. The time is nothing but time of flight. Okay. So horizontal velocity is u cos theta and time of flight is 2 times u sin theta upon g. Now, multiplying these two terms, you can multiply u and u, that becomes u square. The remaining part is 2 sin theta into cos theta by g. See, 2 sin theta cos theta is nothing but sin 2 theta. So, you can write range as u square sin 2 theta upon g. That is the range. Range of a projectile is u square sin 2 theta by g. What if theta is equal to 45 degree? If theta is 45, 2 theta would become 90. Then sin 2 theta is 1. Sin 90, that is 1. That means this sin 2 theta part takes up its maximum value. In that case, the range becomes maximum. So maximum range is u square by g, the maximum range of a projectile. So projectile attains its maximum range when projected with an angle 45 degree. That can be with the horizontal or with the vertical. 45 degree is the angle of projection. In that case, the range becomes maximum. Understood? Now, for two different angles, we can have the same range provided they are complementary angles. See, when one body is projected with a velocity u making an angle theta with the horizontal, and the other body is also projected from the same point with the same initial velocity u, but making an angle 90 minus theta, then these two bodies will have same range. Range is same for these two projectiles. See, both have same initial velocity but different angles of projection. The angles are theta and 90 minus theta. So these two angles are called complementary angles. Complementary angles. Now for complementary angles of projection with the same initial velocity, the projectiles will have same range. Understood? Now let us see the relation between range and maximum height. Already we know range R is u square sine 2 theta. I'll write it as 2 into sine theta into cos theta, u square sine 2 theta by g. Whereas maximum height h is u square sine square theta by 2g. So that is u square sine square theta into sine theta by 2g. Now let us divide these two. Upon dividing, u square term gets cancelled and one sine theta term gets cancelled. What are you left with? It is 4 cos theta by sine theta. See, r by h is 4, or g is also gone here. So 4 cos theta by sine theta. That means 4 cot theta. Okay, or you can write it as r tan theta is equal to 4h. R tan theta is equal to 4h. This is the relation between range and maximum height. Okay, now let us see some questions based on these concepts asked in previous JEE as well as NEET entrances. See, this question appeared in the previous JEE. A particle is projected with a velocity u so that its horizontal range is 3 times the maximum height attained by it. Given relation is horizontal range is 3 times the maximum height attained by it. The horizontal range of the projectile is given as n u square by 25g. What is the value of n? See, just now we have seen the relation between range and maximum height. R tan theta is equal to 4h. In place of r, you have 3h. So 3h tan theta is equal to 4h. H gets cancelled. That means tan theta is equal to 4 by 3, which says that theta is 53 degree. 53 degree. Now what is the range? So the range is expressed as, horizontal range is expressed as nu square by 25g. From the range formula, it is u square sine 2 theta. Let's write it as 2 sine, angle is 53. 2 sine 53 into cos 53 u square sine 2 theta by g. So it is u square into 2 into sine 53, which is 4 by 5, cos 53 3 by 5 by g. So that gives you 24 u square by 25 g range. Now in comparison, in place of n, we have 24. N is 24 means correct option is D. Another question. The range of a projectile projected at an angle 15 degree with the horizontal is 50 meter. So range is given as 50 meter, which is u square sine 2 theta, 2 into 15, that is sine 30 by g. But what is sine 30? It's 1 by 2. That means u square by g is 2 into 50, which is 100. Next, if the projectile is projected with the same velocity at an angle 45 degree with the horizontal, what is its range? So range is r dash, which is u square sine 2 into 45, 2 theta by g. Sine 2 into 45 is sine 90, which is 1. So remaining part is u square by g. Already we have the value for u square by g as 100. So range becomes 100 meter. Right option is option B. Okay. Now, for this kind of subject enhancement concepts, you can subscribe to the channel Time for IITJEE NEET. Let us see another question here appeared in the previous JEE exam. Assertion reason type question. Assertion says when a body is projected at an angle 45 degree, its range is maximum. Yes. For 45 degree angle of projection, range becomes maximum. Already we have discussed that point. So assertion is true. If assertion is true, you can rule out the option D first. Elimination method. Now coming to the reason, for maximum range, the value of 2 theta should be equal to 1. Yes, 2 theta must be equal to 90 degree. Then sine 2 theta must be equal to 1. Okay. So value of 2 theta should be equal to 1. It says sine 2 theta must be equal to 1. But 2 theta can be anything. It can be 45. If theta is 45, 2 theta would become 90, not equal to 1. So assertion is true, but reason is false. Saying that 2 theta is equal to 1 is false. Suppose if it says sine 2 theta is equal to 1, then it would become correct. So your answer is C in this case. Understood? Now, let us see a question that appeared in a recent NEET entrance. A missile is fired for maximum range with an initial velocity of 20 meter per second. See, angle of projection is not given, but indirectly the angle of projection is given. It is projected for maximum range. Maximum range is possible if angle of projection is 45 degree. So body is projected for maximum range, means projected with an angle of 45 degree. Velocity is given, g value is given. What is this? The range. Simple formula based question. U square sine 2 theta by g. When theta is 45 degree, range becomes maximum, which is u square by g. That means 20 into 20 by g value is given as 10. So that comes out to be 40 meter. See how easy it is. 40 meter is here in option B. Okay. Another one. This is also from NEET entrance. The angle of projection for a projectile to have same horizontal range and maximum height is. Question says range and height are equal. What is the angle of projection? Using the relation between range and height, r or r tan theta is equal to 4h. If range and height are equal, you can cancel r and h. Then you are left with tan theta is equal to 4, which says theta is equal to tan inverse of 4. Tan inverse of 4 is here in option D. So this way you can handle these questions with sound knowledge in basics. For more and more such knowledge based concepts, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Time for IITJEE NEET. So thank you very much for joining. See you in the next session.